How you guys doing? Thanks for watching. This is Wicked Warnings coming at you live, your number one source for construction and emergency safety and strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, trucks, bicycles, tricycles, Bobcat, UV34 side-by-side machines, apparently. Sure, why not? Got a brand new Bobcat UV34 here, side-by-side with a little dumping bed in the back. This is owned by a particular township that uses it for weed spraying abatement. Runs around through neighborhoods with a tank in the back, a powered tank for spraying weeds and taking care of the turf on all the different areas. And I guess the vehicles were not respecting its presence enough. So we needed to get some lighting on it. Customer request was amber and white on all four corners and something on the roof. So what would we do? Well, what you're looking at is a 23-inch Wayland minibar on the roof there. That's mounted with the permanent mount. And we extended the wiring down into the front to a switch. We used the included rubberized feet that came with the bar to mount it to the plastic roof. In front of that lower, we have 3-inch sound off signal M-Power in amber white. There's a pair of those right on the front bumper there. They're synchronized together. And that particular pattern is called intercycle. And the one light is not only color swap, but also reverse phase. You do need the sound off programmer to get to that pattern. You can do it via wire, but it's a little tricky. But that pattern is called intercycle. And you change the mode of the light to get it to do exactly that. Sound off's M-Power's a little bit tricky with their pattern setting, but they have definitely got a lot of cool patterns that do a lot of cool different things. Let's zoom in here, show you a little closer. As you can see, we got our new banner installed finally. Here's your straight on shot. We just put those 3-inch M-Powers right there in the little relief in the front bumper. I think there may be a turn signal kit on some of these vehicles that goes in that relief. If there is, you could always mount them to the inboard side on the bumper in around the same location. The wiring was very easy to bring up right underneath the headlights and into the center of the machine under the hood there. And there's a large rubber grommet, takes you right underneath the dashboard. Really fairly easy to wire this machine. Alrighty, what do we do out back? As you can see, there's not a lot of real estate on the rear end of this particular dump bed, and it does have factory brake lights and running lights in the red lens that's already there. So in order to get a bright, effective amber white in each corner, I doubled up the hideaway. Now, as you may or may not know, I'm not a real big fan of a two-color hideaway light. The hideaway light being that 1-inch round circular light, most commonly used for encasing, putting inside of a factory lens. These lights are very small, and as I said, the most common usage of them is to put them inside a 1-inch hole in a factory light. You can back mount them, as we've done here, when you have very little room. And we do occasionally use a hideaway as a surface mount, as you can see here. And the reason I don't like the two color is they're just 50% less bright. It's always half one color and half the other. So we prefer to use two full color hideaways, as you can see here, to give you that real potent, powerful, full color flash. Here's your 45-degree shot for the rear. I like this location also because, as you can see, when you flip down the tailgate, you still get pretty good usage of the lighting. It doesn't get blocked. I did think about putting something underneath the back of it, but that would be mostly blocked with the tailgate down if it happened to be down. And really, it wouldn't do anything over here on the side of it if it was buried up under here. The other benefit, as you can see, is even if you have the bed tipped, you can still see those hideaways fairly easily on the lower part of that bed. So I think that was about the best location for getting some lights on this particular kind of body if you have one of these machines. Alrighty, here's what you can see what I mean about back mounting the hideaways. We were able to drill a 1-inch hole in the plastic body, RTV, and a little bit of industrial hot melt to secure it till the RTV dries from the back side of that hideaway, glued it right in place there. And seems to be pretty effective. I know it's not going to win any beauty contests, but it's nice and discreet. And if you wanted to shadow it out even more, you could put a little spray tint on those lights and darken them up just a tad. That way they were a little less visible, but in this instance, we want maximum visibility. That's what you end up with. It is a 1-inch hole, as I said, and these lights are predominantly used where you're inserting them into a OEM light. But when you're in an extremely tight situation like this, where not even a TIR3 would fit here, it was hanging over the edge, you just really didn't have enough room to mount anything on this tiny little edge right here. So the 1-inch was the answer, for us anyways. Alrighty, as you can see, we ran our wiring up here. We followed the factory loom. We kept our disconnects right here as well. We put the modules here tied to the frame right here, and that way you could untape that. We put some tested tape over the disconnects, and you could disconnect our 4 connectors there, as well as the factory connector, and take the entire bed with the lights off the vehicle. So that'll be greatly appreciated if it ever goes into Bobcat for service, because I'm sure if they're working on this motor, they're just going to unbolt this little dump bed and get it out of the way, and they're going to really be thankful that those connections are right there. So, and then this is fairly easy. We ran it forward along the frame, up underneath and into the center of the vehicle to the switch. Here we mounted our switch. We just drilled a 3/4 inch hole right through the factory there. I know I could have contacted Bobcat and probably got some nice factory matching rocker switches, but this particular client wasn't that fussy about a switch. And as you can see, we went with a nice full illumination amber switch for him, and it'll work out just fine. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. Make sure you check the description of this video for links to all of these products, and we'll see you on the next video. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you do a machine up like this on your own, make sure you send us a video and show us what you did. We appreciate the feedback from y'all. Drop a comment. Let me know how your day's going, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget, Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety and strobe lighting and LEDs for construction vehicles, cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, buses, and little UTV Bobcats. See you guys soon.